It's about time. Bring me another flagon of ale. Then why do you bother me? Be gone.
You have been waylaid by enemies and must defend yourself.
Hail, and well met. Traveler. Well, that's the nicest thing anyone has called me in weeks.
We should kill that one last, Senjak. Such good manners.
No, there's no reason for this to turn violent. Hand over your belongings and you may yet live.
You should listen to Senjak, friend. Perhaps you've noticed our associates who are even now aiming their arrows at your hearts. Raise a hand against us and they'll cut you down.
Now then, empty your pockets and... What's going on back there? This is impossible.
Senjak! Dorothea! I swore I would crush the life out of you someday. Today is that day.
Dorn, you should be dead or rotting in a Luskan prison. How did you find us?
I'm happy to see you, Dorn. Leaving you behind to take the blame was all Simeon's idea. He's the one you want, not us.
Just following orders is a coward's excuse, Dorothea. And I haven't forgotten what you said when I refused your advances.
What advances? She would never consort with a half-orc, especially when she has me. You haven't changed, Dorn. You're as stupid as you're ugly. Tell him, Dorothea.
Senjak was the first to agree with Simeon. He always hated you. But you know I didn't feel the same way.
Dorothea, what are you saying? Ah, rules, of course. But the half-breed brute is too stupid for that to work. Men, rush them!
You are both mewling cowards, turning on each other as easily as you turned on me. Half your men are already dead. You'll join them soon.
It didn't have to be this way. We've beaten you before, Dorn. We'll do it again. Attack!
You handled yourself well enough. As a rule, I do not rely on those who fight beside me. Perhaps you may prove an exception to the rule. My name is Dorn Il Khan, and I was settling an old score. I've been hunting those two for almost a year now. That's 2 down and 2 to go. My powers are none of your concern, unless you are looking for a strong arm to join you. Very perceptive. I suppose you are full of questions about the source of my power. Don't bother. Wait, are you... I've heard of your prowess. Traveling with you might help my vendetta, and my powers could certainly help you. My former companions betrayed me and left me to rot in a Luskan prison. I've spent the last year tracking them down. After Senjak and Dorothea, there are 2 left. My appearance often frightens those who have information I need. Investigation is not my strong suit. From what I've heard, you have a knack for this sort of thing. Very wise. We shall cut a bloody swath across the Sword Coast. Be direct. Hold. I would speak with you. Regarding my mission, I have a lead on one of my former companions, the necromancer Krill. She was seen east of the Nashkel mines, but I know nothing more specific. I found a woman who knew where I could find Krill, but she did not respond well to my interrogation. Perhaps I lack finesse, but that is why I'm following you across this god-forsaken coast. The woman with the information goes by the name of Taris. When last I saw her, She was in Nashkel, looking for her husband.
Oh, you haven't seen a man about this tall and this wide, have you? That lout? I don't know very much about this area. I am looking for my husband, you see. He left me a week ago and, the danger on the roads and then that awful woman. I have been trying to find him ever since. Well, I don't really know. My husband has vanished. He was seen heading east in the company of some woman. I followed them for a while, but the wilderness became too dangerous. When I asked some of the other people here in town, they said that the woman had lured several men away, not just my husband. I don't know what kind of game she thinks she's playing, but it isn't natural.
When I asked this woman about Krill, the description I gave matched the mystery woman who took away her husband. When I demanded more information, she fled. Typical.
That's really all I know. Somewhere to the east, perhaps past the mines. Oh, I miss Hagar so much. But I don't know if I could ever forgive him. Oh no! It's far too dangerous. I really don't know what to do. I have little money, and my husband is off with that wench. That horrible woman has stolen my Hagar.
I do not. Krill was a necromancer of some ability, and she was, let us say, friendly enough at times. But she is not a leader of men. Something is amiss. The undead rarely rise up of their own accord. This business reeks of Krill. Step carefully. She lurks nearby. I have dreamt of little else these past months. Ever since I was granted these new powers, the desire to drive my blade into the neck of each and every betrayer has driven me forward. I made a deal and agreed to certain conditions. I will speak no more on this matter. I thought you alone saw past my half-orc blood, Krill. Now I see you are just like the others. Perhaps Senjak was too handsome for you to ignore, but I've taken care of that.
Someone had to take a fall to divert suspicion from the rest of us, and Simeon chose you. Besides, you obviously escaped. There's no need for revenge. It's beneath you, Dorn. Don't be so petty.
Petty? You left me to die in Luskan. There will be no forgiveness. Stand and die, Krill.
Once again, you fail to realize what's happening around you, Dorn. Rise up, my children. Rise up and feast upon the living.
I can see you suffer, Krill. I can see your soul writhe in the abyss. Of all my betrayers, you are the one whose pain pleases me most. Most men have not been betrayed by their lover. Question me again after you've shared my experience. That note, let me read it. At last, Simeon, the king bastard himself. Quickly, let us make haste. It matters not. I will escape any trap they lay for me. I will overcome any obstacle they place in my path. I know better than to trust the word of those I have slain already. but I sense it is true that he gave the order. Simeon must die. Have you lost your taste for revenge? I would not have expected you to turn down a challenge. Until now, you have proven to be a capable leader.
Have
Very
you
well.
tracked down Hagar yet? Do you know where he's gotten himself to? Oh no! I can't. Oh, Hagar must have been among them. I know it. I know he left me, but. Oh, poor Hagar. How did he die? Please, tell me. Maybe it's better that I don't hear the details. Thank you for your help. But I must leave this place. I need to be alone.
I can almost feel his presence. My patron hums with excitement about this soul. It pulses with energy. Come, we stand at the threshold. When Simeon's broken body lies at my feet, perhaps I shall reward you with the rest of my tale. But not yet.
I knew this day would come, Dorn. I'm grateful that you wasted time killing the others before reaching me. You will find me better prepared to face your revenge.
At least you know you deserve my revenge. The others pointed to you, hoping I would show them mercy. Will you also beg?
There is no need. Unlike the others, I know just what a blackguard I face. The diviners cost me a king's ransom, but they showed me the path you followed to gain your powers. Now I have followed it as well.
Knowing the source of my powers does you no good, brigand. Urgathors will feed upon your soul.
Perhaps, Dorn, but your demon is but one of many, and I am not without a patron of my own.
Urgathos has many enemies. Behold, Dorn, we are both pawns, but only one of us shall be captured.
At last, Simeon lies dead, his patron broken. Urgathos feasts on the souls of my betrayers. My revenge is complete. As I understand it, Simeon accepted the same dark pact as I, only with a different patron, an enemy of Urgathos. Urgathos is an outsider to these realms. Our world interests him, and his power interested me. Our pact makes me his chosen instrument. I know little more than that Urgathos demands blood. An easy price for me to pay while pursuing my vendetta. Your path has been even bloodier. Perhaps I should continue to follow it at your side. Yes, even as I say so, I sense Urgathos approves. Will you keep me by your side? Good. Let us leave this place. I have much to consider about my future. Baldur's Gate. This place reminds me of Luskan. Both cities teem with wretches unfit to grovel at my feet. Your feigned innocence is amusing. These people are sheep compared to us. We stride through the world as kings, and the weak tremble at our approach. Ah, the tale of a man who woke up, hammered on iron, and fell back into bed several thousand times is no story at all. It is pathetic and sickening. As for my past, you have only to know I punish treachery. As for the present, take comfort in knowing that no one shall stand between you and your goals so long as I remain at your side. After ogres raided my tribe in the spine of the world, my human mother and I escaped to Luskan. There, I discovered the nature of civilized men. What do you want? I take no pleasure in idle chatter. Perhaps it is time I revealed more of the story. We met little resistance from the villagers. They had few warriors of any merit. Those who dared defend themselves soon fell to our spells and swords. Then it was only a matter of slaughtering the women and children. Don't be so naive. I did not permit it. I led the charge. If I'd been more wary, perhaps it would have ended differently. Standing among the corpses like gods of destruction, I smiled because I felt the ecstasy of triumph. The others smiled for a different reason. Perhaps I am a monster. Better for you that I fight at your side, rather than stalking you through the darkness. As I was about to discover, they were not my friends. The slaughter at Barrow was only half of the plan they had made without me. Even remembering this tale makes me angry, and that is dangerous for everyone, including you. Ask me again later, when I am calm. Let me guess. You have been wondering what the smiles of my former companions meant after the massacre at Barrow. Rather than silencing the pleas of the fallen, my companions turned their weapons toward me. We need a scapegoat, Simeon said, and we think it should be you. I could have cut down any one of them, but together they overcame me with spells and the strength of numbers. They left me unconscious among the dead. While I was awaiting execution in a Luskan dungeon, I came to understand Simeon's plan. If the local lords believed they had captured the leader of our group, they would cease their pursuit. Simeon left me behind to wear the mantle of the Butcher of Barrow alone. My true hatred was born on that day. I swore revenge on them all. If you grow tired of my voice, Mage, I could remove your ears. For a month, I rotted in that darkness. My ears were filled with the chittering of rats and the curses the guards heaped upon me, and their hatred only fed my own. Be silent. You asked for this tale. Telling it reminds me of the rage I felt in those days, so do not interrupt. Listen carefully, because I will tell the rest of this story only once. My hatred for Simeon and the others ran deep. Deep enough that something outside this world felt it. A cruel and powerful entity answered my desire for revenge. This outsider offered me a pact. In exchange for the power to break loose of my bonds and wreak vengeance on my betrayers, I would become his champion in the mortal realm. The souls of those I slay feed his hunger. Do you have a problem with half-orcs, Drow? Perhaps we should parade you through Baldur's Gate and see what reaction your appearance draws. You may take solace in their desire when they burn you at the stake. That is what comes of judging others by their appearance. Once I made the compact, it was my turn to make my captors suffer. Bursting out of my cell, I slew all who stood in my way, pausing only to give special attention to my tormentors. Whispering to me from his distant world, my patron led me to you. He foresees great things for us if we continue to fight side by side. And what would you have done? Allow the executioner to take your head? I wield powers beyond your reckoning. Were I so inclined, I could eclipse you as champion of your god. Do you worry it is a mistake to bring others on your mission? Someone could betray you. You can rely on me as long as your leadership remains strong and sure. Since you ask, the sanctimonious hide their true motives behind platitudes. The Drow serves only her dark goddess. He is a mighty warrior, but he loves that gerbil above all else. I do not threaten your hamster. I distrust her witch's ways and phony shows of virtue. Even if that is true, you cannot trust her wild magic. Need I say more? She cares too much about roots and squirrels. She is a foolish child. The dwarf loves only gold. Anyone can buy him. A fine warrior, but she serves her god before she serves you. He has already proven himself weak for love. You can never trust the mad. The little savage has his uses, but don't turn your back on him. Her hatred of men makes her unpredictable. That seducer lives off the women he deceives. Hear that? The Red Wizard bides his time, waiting to take control. She betrayed her father. She will betray you. And listen, she speaks of conspiracy. She uses her wiles to manipulate men. She cannot be trusted. You can never trust one who deals in illusion. The elf mutters doom and defeat. I would watch where he points that bow. The conceited fool serves only himself. She serves the harpers, not you. The miniature thief? You even have to ask? A sneeze would make that stammering coward surrender. So you see, even those you hold close cannot be trusted. It is only realistic. I was not suspicious enough of Simeon's gang. They masked their hatred for my half-orc heritage, fooling me into thinking they were my friends. Never again will I delude myself in such a manner. While that may one day prove true, I will not be fooled again. What are you? You pathetic runt. Did you think your dazzling show of lights could steal my powers? Why, if I were not so amused, I would stomp you to death. Step away from me, insect. I have no time to deal with the likes of you. An unfair contest, woman. Face me after a day's rest with only a blade in your hand, and we shall see who is the better fighter. I tire of this destruction. I do not deny my hardships, nor do I seek your sympathy. Step back, woman. Dexterous hands may tempt other men, but I can see them for what they are. Thieves' tools. If I see you near my gear again, I will slice your throat. You take much time to talk with people we could more easily sweep from our path. You cannot trust their words, only their actions. You cannot be so credulous. Everyone lies. My blade talks for me, and it always speaks truly. You dare talk to me like that? You put yourself in danger. Yes, you are right. You alone could defeat me. That is why I choose to remain with you. I can hardly believe it. You, the spawn of Baal himself. Urgathos was wise to tie my fate to yours. Think of the rivers of blood we could spill across the realms. You should embrace this path. What a gift to have the blood of a dark god coursing through your veins. Do you not see the possibilities? We could silence all who oppose us. No one would dare call my lineage into question. The source of your divine essence doesn't matter. Don't you see? Baal is dead. I say that the blood of a god is the blood of a god. It matters not from whence it came. Yes, I can see it now. A great fate awaits you. Do not forget those who have bled for you when you finally ascend.